Hey guys, it's Darwin, here today with some advice on how to train to hike a long distance trail. Alright guys, so lately I've been following a lot of groups on Facebook and on White Blaze on people that are prepping to do their first thru hike starting in March. I've seen a lot of kind of banter back and forth on how to train for a long distance hike. A lot of people talking about doing CrossFit, going to the gym and lifting weights and squatting and deadlifting. And I kind of wanted to share some advice that I have on what I think is the best way to train for doing a long distance trail, like the Appalachian Trail or the PCT or the CDT. So number one, as simple as it is, hike. I've seen a lot of people talking about deadlifting and going to the gym and doing a stair climber and all of this stuff. Guys, the best way to train for a thru hike is just to get out and hike. I know that sounds so simple, but when you break it down, you're gonna be spending 5 to 6 months every single day hiking up and down mountains. So the best thing that you can do to train your body is hike. Obviously, it's really great to have a physical base and to have a good fitness base. So, if you come from running, cycling, some sort of physical activity, that's great. But still, the best way to get your body in shape and trained and create muscle memory is to get out and hike. When Snuggles and I were training to do our hike in 2015, months and months leading up to that hike, every single opportunity we had, we went out and hiked. We had our full packs on. We went and hiked up and down hills. We went and hiked on flat trail. A lot of times I would even just walk to work. There's a couple times where I even carried a full pack all the way to work just to get my body used to carrying a pack and walking every single day. I know it sounds simple to just go out and carry a backpack on your back every day, but it puts your body through a lot of stress. Especially it's repetitive stress. So it's the same thing every day. So get your body used to that. Go hike. Number 2, know your gear. Absolutely know everything that you're gonna be carrying in your pack. Know your pack. Know where everything's at in there. Know where everything's at on the outside. Know how to efficiently put things in your pack, take things out of your pack. Know your gear. It's your lifeline. It's what you're gonna be carrying with you every single day. Know it, learn it, know everything you have and how it works. Go out and set your tent up multiple times. Blow your air mattress up. Know how your sleeping bag works. Know how your stove works. Leading up to a thru hike, start making dinner with your camp stove. Go out and sleep in your tent, even only if it's in your backyard. Know how to carry your pack. Know the adjustments. Know your trekking poles. Know your gear, people, because when you get out there, it's what you depend on. It's the only thing you have. It's your lifeline, so know how to use your gear. When Snuggles and I were preparing for our hike in 2015, and when we went back in 16 with new gear, we went out a lot and just set up our tent. We slept on the ground with our pads and our sleeping bags, trying to get used to it and trying to get comfortable to it. So get used to the gear that you're gonna be carrying and know how it works. Be efficient with it. Know how to throw a bear bag. That's a really important thing. And a thing that a lot of people didn't know when they first got out there was how to hang a bear bag, how to throw your line up in a tree and successfully get that up. So know those things. Know your gear. Number 3, dial your gear down. You need to spend time really thinking about what you need and what you don't need. If on a weekend trip, if you're used to taking your iPad and your camp chair and stuff like that, know that this isn't a weekend trip, that you're not just gonna go home afterwards. So know that for 5 to 6 months, you're gonna be carrying this stuff on your back. So you need to realize what you really need to live that 5 and 6 months and what you don't need. There's so many people that carry super unnecessary things. Believe it or not, living 5 to 6 months walking from one end of a trail to the other, you don't need a lot. And if you do need something, you can always get it in a town. So really dial your pack down. I've seen a lot of banter back and forth, especially on Facebook, where people have been talking about people being mean because someone will put out their base weight and put out what they're packing, and you'll have people that have through hiked before or section hiked kind of tear it apart and tell them that they don't need these things. And people kind of get offended by that. Guys, don't get offended by that. You know, I had a lot of the same stuff when I was starting out. A lot of people told me, you really don't need this stuff. Even in the first week I was on the trail. And speaking of the first week that you're on the trail, if you don't get your stuff dialed down now, that's pretty much what you'll spend your entire first week on the trail doing, is figuring out what you need and what you don't need. The first major stop on the Appalachian Trail is Neal's Gap. And if anybody's ever been there during through hiking season, you know about the hiker boxes. They are full of crap that people didn't need. People started off with stuff that they just thought they were gonna need. All of this food, these extra supplies, big medical kits, flashlights, bear mace, and realized that they didn't need these things in that first week getting there. So know it now, listen to people's advice, and get your pack shook down, because you know, you're carrying that weight on your back. It's super important to be comfortable. Make sure you have enough room in your pack for things that are really important, like food and water. Those are your main things that you're gonna need while you're out on the trail, that keep you going, that give you energy. So the less crap that you have in your bag, the more food you can carry. And trust me, when you get out there, it's all you'll think about. All you'll think about is eating. So go ahead and get it dialed down now. Do those shakedown hikes and realize what you need and what you don't need before you get out there, and you'll have such a better hike. Number 4, embrace the suck. Embrace the suck. Look, doing a long distance hike is super fun. It's spiritual, it's amazing, it's a great community of people, it's fun, it's nice to be out of society. It sucks. You're gonna be cold, you're gonna be wet, you're gonna be hot, you're gonna get ticks, you're gonna get mosquitoes, you're gonna get scraped up, you're gonna get muddy, you're gonna get dirty, you're gonna stink. Embrace the suck. Right now, if it's snowing where you're at, get outside and hike. If it's hailing, if it's sleeting, if it's raining, go outside and hike. Wear what you're gonna be wearing for 5 to 6 months and hike. Hike in it. Know that you can hike every single day in the rain. Know that you can hike every single day in the cold, because it will happen. Know that you will be uncomfortable. You have to be okay with being uncomfortable. There are a lot of people that drop off in that first week of doing a long distance hike because they just can't bear it. They can't stand to be wet for 5 days straight. They can't stand to be cold for 3 days straight and no way to get warm. Know that these things are gonna happen. Be okay with it. Adjust to it. So embrace the suck. Again, when Snuggles and I were getting ready to do our through hike in 2015, if it was raining and it was a weekend, we went out and hiked in the rain with all of our gear, made sure we were soaking wet, and that we were okay with that. When it snowed, we went and hiked through the snow. We're super cold, and known that we would be okay with that. So you need to be okay with the idea that you're gonna be uncomfortable and it's gonna suck. And number 5, have fun. God, it's important. You have to keep a positive mindset. So while you're training for your through hike and you're embracing the suck and you're hiking and you're knowing your gear, keep a positive mindset. Keep that positive mindset from the beginning all the way to the end of your hike, and that's going to help you be successful. A lot of people get too serious out on the trail. I personally had a big problem with that about halfway through my hike in 15. I started getting too serious. The trail started to become much more of a competition to me. I started worrying about the miles too much. I started worrying about getting to the shelter first. And that stuff's not important. It just makes you worry and it stresses you out, and your body's already going through tons of stress, so you don't need to put your mind through stress either. So have fun, chill out. Remember the reason why you're there. You're there to see these amazing things and do this amazing adventure. Keep that mindset, stay positive, and you're gonna have an awesome hike. All right, guys, so again, remember, hike, know your gear, get your gear dialed down, and take people's advice. Embrace the suck and have fun and stay positive. If You do those 5 things, that's the best training that you can do a long distance hike. I promise. It's no more difficult than that. I've been following a lot of people on Facebook that are getting ready for their thru hikes, and I'm super jealous. Super jealous of you guys being able to get out there in the next couple months and enjoy that trail. As most of you know, I was supposed to be starting a PCT thru hike this April, but I'll be pushing that off until next April in 2018 because Snuggles and I have a couple things coming up at the end of this year. So I'll be following all you guys and watching your hike. Have so much fun because it's going to absolutely change your life and be amazing. If you haven't got a chance yet, go over and check me out on Instagram. I post a lot of photos of the things that Snuggles and I have going on throughout the week and some previews to the videos that I do every Thursday. Go ahead and like or dislike this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. As always, guys, thanks for watching.